in Toronto today. We're meeting ex-Premier League player Matty Longstaff. Became a free agent after his contract in Newcastle, signed for Toronto, an MLS team, and we're going to have a chat to him about what the league's like, what life's like here for him. And we're really early. We were starting to panic. We thought there might be another Hannah's Bakery somewhere else. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Yeah. Thanks for giving up a little bit of your Sunday.
No, it's fine.
Did you imagine yourself ever coming here to play football?
It's weird, to be honest, because me and my brother used to always speak about coming to Toronto and playing, because obviously with Dad played ice hockey and stuff, but you probably never think it's going to happen. And then the coach is from Newcastle at Toronto.
Okay.
So I met him when I was rehabbing at Newcastle, and he just kind of said like, would you fancy coming over and training for a bit? And it's probably one of the best things that I've done in my career.
Is there anything different for you, like off the pitch, or in terms of like the culture around the football?
No, it's a lot more relaxed here in terms of like, you can go out here downtown, you might get recognised once, if that. Even if we go out and about and it's just like the ice hockey and the basketballs are like the superstars here, and the football just kind of goes a bit under the radar. Obviously you have the internationals on the team, and we have two Italians, Bernardeschi and Insigne, who they'll get recognised everywhere they go on that, but no, I get away with it a little bit. Sometimes the red hair kills us, but I get away with it quite a bit, to be fair.
And what about the fans? What's the biggest difference there?
You can definitely see that the crowds are getting there. I mean, we would get 25,000, 20,000 a game, so you're still getting a lot of fans and that, but it's just a bit different, because when you see you're going out to play, or when you first arrive, you can smell the popcorn and you can smell the food going, which you don't really get in England or Scotland, so it's a bit different then, but no, it's good. You get plenty of fans there and stuff, so it's good. So basically I was out for 15, 16 months, because I had two operations.
Was it?
So I basically had my first operation, done 3 months rehab, and my leg just wouldn't go straight. So then the physio was like, there's something not right here. She knew it, but she didn't want to say it to me. But I just kept thinking, it must be part of it, Went down and seen the surgeon, and then he was just like, we need to do a second operation. And then the same surgeon tore some tendon in his arm. So I need the operation, but I had to wait for him to rehab his tendon before I could get my second. So I was sat for a month and a half, 2 months, just waiting to get an operation, and I was having to let him recover and stuff.
How's yours now?
Mine's good. Before, honestly, I come back from the injury fitter, stronger, quicker than I was before I got injured. It was when they say everything happens for a reason, and at the time you think doing your ACL doesn't happen for a reason. It's a nightmare, but looking back now, it's probably in terms of being able to rebuild myself and get fitter and stronger and that, and then the physio was unbelievable and stuff. The days were long days, but now I'm in the gym quite a lot. They always joke on that in Toronto at the minute, because I'm always on the bed getting needles and stuff, and the physio says you're 24 but you're 44 the way you get treatment. But I don't know, I just try and think, it was obviously work, and I played 40 games this year, do you know what I mean? So in my full career before this, I'd only played around 48 or something, even if that. So to play basically double that in one season, as I said, I think it was big credit to the physio doing me rehab at Newcastle.
What's the competitiveness like in MLS?
The MLS it's weird. It's every team beats everyone. So Miami, obviously the top team, and they've got all the big guns, but Chicago Fire finished the bottom of the league, and we got beat off them and drew with them, but then we played teams at the top and would beat them. So it's I think it just makes for a better league when it's like that. I feel here it doesn't matter where you go, you have a chance of winning or you have a chance of losing, do you know what I mean? Yeah. The weird thing about here is you get to the 60th, 70th minute and it's just a basketball game. Doesn't matter what the score is, the game's just going to go back and forward and just start flinging. It's the weirdest thing ever, where Scotland, England, doesn't matter what league, you probably pride yourself on draws and nil-nils and stuff. Say if you feel you're not going to get anything, where here it's it'd be 0-0 and not many chances, and you get the 70th minute and it's just gung-ho and it's chance after chance. Dean Smith went in at Charlotte, and they're the only team where you would check results after games and they were drawing games, and they would just stay in games and draw. I don't know, they're very different to the rest. I feel a lot of other teams, it's we're just going to go and try and win it, and if we lose it, we'll lose it. That's the only thing that's very different to Europe, as where I feel a point is always a good thing, where here it's get to 60th, 70th minute and it's just gung-ho and it's chance, the game just stretches so much. But I guess it's entertaining.
Yeah.
make sure it doesn't hit one.
Has your perception changed at all of I was about to call it soccer.
No, let's call it football. Yeah.
Week in America, right? I'm calling it soccer.
I sometimes call it soccer. I mean, missus will look at us with the death eyes or something. But
has your perception changed at all? Like, was it different to what you thought it was going to be like?
To be honest, the setup, especially at Toronto, is unbelievable. It's like a Premier League setup, the way you're looked after, the training facilities. We played Miami, and they brought Suarez, Messi and Busquets on. So in terms of I remember I stood next to Messi and I was like, it was the weirdest thing ever. Like, I played against top players in England and stuff, but I don't know, I stood next to him, just felt different there.
Almost not real.
That's how it felt. It felt a bit surreal, to be honest. But the best player I probably played against here is he's called Cucho Hernandez in Columbus. He's top level. He's from Colombia.
Okay.
He played for Watford in the Premier League. He's probably the one where we played against him and he just changed the game, or he'll go and score a goal or create something out of nothing, and it's like he's unbelievable and stuff.
With your dad being an athlete as well, has that pushed you and your brother, yourself in particular? No, definitely.
His mentality's very good, my dad, and even my mum. Even when I had done my injury, we used to go for walks and stuff, and he would just kind of speak and say, you need to figure out when you come back fit how you're going to play, what your mentality is going to be, the stuff you need to do to get back to where you were when you first came through at Newcastle and stuff. And my dad always says, happy people produce, and it's such a little quote that can mean nothing to anyone, but I think when you look at it, and I kind of thought about it quite a lot when I was injured and stuff, and it's probably the best thing that you can kind of say when you're clear-minded and just go and play and have fun, and that's when you're at your best. Where I feel like before that I probably overthought about a lot of stuff, and once you start overthinking, you finish right then. That's why I was probably so lucky, because I had just a year of me kind of planning and getting my mentality back and kind of working out how I need to play to get back to where I was, where maybe I lost it for a little bit, and it's never easy to admit that, you know what I mean? Maybe I went to Scotland, and I'll tell you now, I wasn't the same player that I was when I first come into Newcastle, but I had a couple of years where I probably didn't think that. I was probably in a whirlwind of, I broke through, then I got shipped out on loan, and then I struggled a bit, and then I had a decent period at Mansfield and kind of fell back to where I was, but not fully back, and then go to Colchester and struggled a little bit again with injuries and stuff, and then got injured. So I feel like that 40 months I had, which is actually to probably mentally reset myself, which I needed, and kind of get myself back in good shape, as I said, and somewhere that's in a mentally good place to perform. And
what's your personal ambition? Do you see yourself spending the next 5-10 years here? Where do you want to go?
I don't know, it's weird how football works. I feel like I'm in a really good place at the minute in terms of not just mentally, but in terms of what's provided for myself and stuff. I think as a kid your top priority is to play at the top level in Europe, do you know what I mean? But I think coming here, it kind of, not change your mindset, but in terms of the MLS as a whole, it's such a good league that's improving and stuff, that if I was to play every year till I'm done here, I don't think I would see it as a bad thing. If anything, I would say it as a good thing since coming here, because of the standard and stuff. But since the injury and everything that's happened, I just kind of take each season by as it comes. I'm not really thinking about can I get back to Europe and get the top level or this and that. I'm just gonna try and enjoy my football, because I feel like sometimes you can overthink it and you start putting too much pressure on yourself to get back to the top in Europe, and then suddenly you're not performing at the levels you should be. So I've got another year here at Toronto. I've loved it. Hopefully I do well. If someone popped up in Europe that was a good opportunity, I would take it, but if not, no, I'm enjoying it here, and I'd be delighted to stay. If anyone else got the opportunity to come, I would definitely recommend it. From the lifestyle to the standard of football, as far as Toronto goes, it's a top setup. It's probably the best setup I've been in terms of how the club's ran, the way you're looked after, and everything you get alongside Newcastle. So
it sounds like you're in a good place, though.
Hopefully I stay there.
Yeah.
No, I've loved it, and hopefully I have many more years to come here.
I think we've kept you long enough. Are you going to give us a round of applause there? Go on, give us a round of applause. Cheers, Matty. Thanks for your time.
No worries.
Thank you to today's sponsor, Future Pro USA. Their mission is to guide players from the UK and Ireland across here to the States and live life like a D1 college soccer player. Check the link in the description of this video and start your scholarship journey today with Future Pro USA.